Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of BS with Bella, and today I have Bubba and Colin joining. We're going to be talking about mental health and the reality of being a college student, so let's get into it. So I met Colin at a bar my freshman year of college. He was
Typical.
completely blacked out.
Never done that before.
And I just never seen Colin blacked out before. And I met Bubba through Greek life here. And how did you two meet? You and sweet Colin over there.
We met on a Facebook group
I Snapchatted him, I think.
for like the freshman orientation Facebook groups.
Oh, so the Facebook
When you
page.
when you come into school, and we're looking for roommates.
Well, I initially didn't know he was looking for more roommates. I thought he was looking for a roommate. And then I asked him to be my roommate, and he was like, "No, I already have one.
That is true.
You can
denied
get in our
you.
suite." So from there, I was like, "All right, this guy's cool. I wanted to be his roommate, so I might as well be in a suite." Had to get a random roommate.
It was just 3 of us. Well, it was actually 4 of us, and then one kid just dropped out.
Yeah.
Oh.
My initial roommate dropped out, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then we had 3 of us. It was me, Bubba, and Tommy.
Yeah, our buddy Tommy.
Oh, nice.
And
So that's where the friendship all began.
yeah.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
crazy fucking ride.
How has your college experience been so far? After being seniors, you're almost done.
Yeah, I mean,
Chaotic.
it's the end is nearing, so
There is a light, believe it or not.
At the end of the tunnel.
There is. The saying's true.
it's been a good time, but I'm ready to move on at this point. Mm-hmm. There's been a lot of shit that I've enjoyed about being down here, being in South Carolina, but I think it's time for me to move on to the next phase of my life. But I'm definitely thankful for everything that I've gotten to enjoy.
So when you guys joined, I was a freshman, so I was after COVID was completely over. Well, kind of ish. You guys were
Down here
getting
it
back
was.
into the groove of everything.
It was done down here.
Yeah.
COVID didn't exist.
COVID, but you guys went home in March because of
Yes.
I didn't go home.
it. You stayed here.
did.
I stayed.
I went home.
So you were still a critter.
Yes.
Would you guys say that whole COVID affected your college experience?
A lot.
Going home, or did everything
lot.
kind of change?
Well, that was
Before
your
you-
that was your pledge semester.
Yep.
Colin joined that
I
semester.
joined spring 20, so in February.
Yeah, because when I met you, you were still rushing. You weren't really in.
Yeah, I wasn't really
Sagat
in.
yet.
So that was weird, because I met everyone. It was I met 60 people immediately. Started to become friends with everyone. Was getting to know everyone, and then everyone was just all right, go home. And so it was I had a few friends that I met and got close with, but then I just had to get closer with them over text for what 6 months? No, 5 months, 4 months.
Yeah.
And that was weird, because then when you come back, it's now it's just normal again. But for the past 3-4 months, because I was in Massachusetts, so it was
You were
lockdown
completely
city.
disconnected.
Yeah, I couldn't do anything.
Would you guys say? I mean, for me, being in high school when I was going through all that, my mental health wasn't great. But did that affect your college mental health?
I
in a
mean,
way?
honestly, I initially COVID, I enjoyed myself just because I stayed down here and I was with friends and good people and I had
So
a
you
fun.
didn't really it
No, not initially. It was definitely different. I felt like I lost stuff and I lost experience and I lost time with people, especially seniors who all of a sudden I thought
Gone.
in 2 weeks I was gonna see them
But
when
no.
we got that initial email, but then I haven't seen some of those guys since.
Yeah.
Which is crazy, and you just kind of lose those relationships. But as far as my time during the initial stages, I was down here in South Carolina working, where there was a lot less regulations. I was just going to the beach, enjoying living with my buddies.
And I know you guys were here when Greek life, the overall Greek life. Do you think it was affected by COVID? Because I never experienced what it was pre-COVID time.
Yeah, it definitely, because I think a lot of people, I think it's stunted, and me and Bub have had this conversation a lot. It's stunted, our class was the last class that was, I don't want to say normal, but normal could have a conversation with people and
Yeah.
socialize, and losing that and being cooped up in your house for months, not having any socialization, really affected a lot of kids, high schoolers in general, because the kids that have come down after us, when they're rushing and shit, they're weird. Like there's some
It's the
weirdos
COVID
that
kids.
yeah,
We're
like
here.
Yeah.
COVID kids are real.
I mean,
COVID
we're
kids are
we're
real.
the last like group of college seniors who like went to college before COVID was.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you guys like
and it was,
like
it
I
was so
experienced it.
different.
Like I
It was
experienced
so different.
a normal semester, like fall 19. Like that was my pledge semester, and I went through that, and everything was normal. Like spring 20 was about to be an awesome semester, cut short out of nowhere. You know, I know like I may have had a good experience, but like a lot of people definitely didn't.
And would you say like your guys' like overall college, do you think you gained a lot being here? Or did you think it like overall it's like been like kind of like
I think I learned a lot of what not to do.
yeah.
Yeah.
What is that lesson?
I got a lot of stuff that out of the way.
Yeah, definitely. I think I realized that maybe like
Made many mistakes.
I did not maximize my potential in my almost 4 years so far, but like there is a lot of good stuff that I
But a lot of good
definitely
came out of it,
learned.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of good relationships that were forged, and a lot of lessons that I'm glad that I've had at this point. Looking at the end of graduating in
Graduation,
May.
yeah. And did you like what would you say that like mental health in college, like the stigma of it, like do you like I feel like a lot of people are like, oh, mental health, but I feel like no one really talks about like the college like stigma of mental health. Like
I think it's become a little too mainstream.
yeah.
So mainstream. It's like cool now.
And
Yeah,
it's
like, yeah,
it's
like, you know.
also kind of a cop out for a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
a lot of people use it to their advantage, which
Like I'm
I think it
depressed.
is like more of an issue actually
Yeah.
now than I would say the whole mental health in general.
Yeah, like
I mean,
you
it
feel
is
like
still
it's
an
that has no
issue, But I
worthy.
think people use it.
It's like it's not an excuse to be shitty. You know.
It's like
Yeah.
you can't have a
I
bad
think-
day because like everyone has a bad day.
No,
like
Right,
it's
there's
like
a difference
Yeah.
between having a bad day and like being depressed.
Yeah.
There's a really big difference.
Like I don't think people necessarily understand like the weight of those words sometimes and what
Yeah.
they mean, so they're a lot more inclined to throw it around like when they're having certain feelings, and like
Yeah, I feel that.
depressive feelings are something that everyone has, but I think it definitely has become more of like a mainstream and sometimes like an excuse for people, but on the adverse side of that, like without a doubt, like there are people that suffer, like that are really struggling, and I think COVID,
Really?
everything related to that, was not necessarily helping anyone, especially just that isolation, that lack of social interaction.
Yeah.
That's like the big thing that was for me because I was like fine really, like going up to it, and then once going home, just having that shutdown and no social interaction. Like my friends were like 2 minutes away, and I wasn't allowed to see them. Like especially up there, up north, it was way more.
Yeah, it was so much
it was way
stricter.
more
Yeah.
strict.
Even going home was like
And it's like having that no interaction for 3
Yeah.
months, like that does something to your brain, that does something to you, and like, and then it was pretty rough, like trying to get back into it, and then
Mm-hmm.
just like, cause basically like I kind of just sat in my room with like,
when you came back to college, you sat in your room.
no, like when I was home, like
Mm-hmm.
just like I don't want to sound cliche, but like me and my thoughts, literally, it was
Yeah.
just like me and my thoughts in my room, like all the time, and I was just like I would sit there and like. And then you start thinking deep, and then it's just like
Yeah.
it was a slippery slope. And then when I came back down, is when it like really got out of hand. Because then like I didn't really fix myself when I was home.
So
and
you
then
came to school like
came
kind of
to school,
broken.
like a little broken. And then we're all online with no regulations down
And then it
here.
was like the drinking,
yeah,
so
and
it was
everyone
just
and like I was getting
bars
unemployment.
bars closed at 11.
Yeah, I was getting unemployment checks like every weekend.
that
every
was
week, and
insane.
it's
I
like-
was getting
I was
unemployment.
like, yeah, dude, unemployment last week. It was 782. I was like, dude.
I remember when your checks at 810 would be like $70. Like, yeah, no problem, unemployment.
Yeah, it was bad. So like that was like kind of
Yeah.
the start, and then slowly but surely, like having people here, like
Yeah.
to have my back and to talk me through it. Like I know Bubba talked me through like a lot of stuff, so that was good. But
I mean,
it was definitely brutal.
I think we have we've had a very open back and forth about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, because I know you're very open, Bubba, about like the whole mental health. I mean, what would you say to like someone in college? Like,
mean-
because I feel like with like men in general, like you aren't a lot, like the whole stereotype is I mean, it's getting a little more open now, but the whole like you need like men are not supposed to cry, men are not supposed to feel, like, you know what I mean? Like it's
Yeah.
what would you say like in a college standpoint, like advice to people?
No, like we talked about, like it's definitely getting a lot better. Like the conversations that people talk about.
Yeah.
Like I said, me and Chet have always had a very transparent, open relationship when we talk about that kind of stuff. Just because we know we can be there for each other and like someone to lean on. But you know, my issues that I've dealt with in the past, like for me, it came out, and the way that I was able to deal with them was by talking to other people about things.
Yeah.
Talking to them about my experience and helping them through their experiences.
Yeah.
So like making that, you know, the stigma in theory is kind of broken when you just actually go out and like do the work and actually talk to people and actually like make that happen. So, you know, with SIGEP and making sure all the brothers had someone to talk to and
Yeah.
have those conversations with, you know, and not just talking about it and saying it, like actually putting in the work and putting
Yeah.
your money where your mouth is and having tough conversations with kids.
And has your chapter, like, I know you were president, you were on exec, and I know recently you guys lost a brother, but like, has now that been like a conversation you guys have had with like your chapter, like being more open?
It was before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've always like harped on it, like ever really since like he took over and like I was with him the first semester. That was like our main focal point. And I can count on two hands how many brothers I've like sat down with and like just cried with and like talked to.
Yeah.
And it's like real shit. Like,
And people would be shocked like hearing this, because like people like assume that like, you know, like frats are just like about like drinking and stuff, and like,
Well, you know.
I mean, like I did it. Yeah, I did it.
It's called balance.
yeah, it's called
You can
the
do it all.
balanced men.
Yeah. I mean, just to kind of like continue with that, you know, the amount of guys that I've had those heart-to-heart conversations with is crazy, and you know that really does help me. And there's this, I want to make it clear to guys that, you know, it's not unmanly to seek help and to talk to people about
Yeah.
it. If anything, it's like being in tune with your nature and doing what's best for your body and what's best for your health. Like when you go to therapy and when you talk to people, they teach you to, you know, first off, take care of your body.
Yeah.
You know, exercise, eat well. They teach you how to deal with things in a systematic way, especially when you're dealing with anxiety and depressive
Yeah.
thoughts. You know, there's nothing unmanly about something that's like scientifically proven
yeah.
to help you.
Yeah.
And like that's talking, having conversations,
Exchange
and
with
if it's
people.
necessary, you know, you seek professional help.
And checking in on everyone. You
Check
never know.
check on the homies.
Could be the happiest person in the room. Like you never know what anyone's going through. And like to touch into college, what would you guys tell your freshman year self, since like your chapter is slowly closing? What would you tell your freshman year self, or give yourself advice like back way when?
You know,
I think I would just give myself the green light again, like just do it all over again, because you kind of like, it's not, I don't know, like I wouldn't say like don't do this, don't do that, because
Yeah.
like you need to do it, make the mistake,
Yeah.
and learn from it.
Learn from so
Because
much.
like I've made so many fucking mistakes here and done so much shit, and it's like good and bad. So it's like I do it and then I learn from it and I don't do it again.
Yeah.
And like from those mistakes, I've like made like from those mistakes, it's helped me like lead into a great direction. Even if the mistake was like a big one or small one, it's still like kept me on the track to go forward.
That's
So,
a good lesson.
part of the character arc.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would just say like,
Building the character.
Yeah.
I mean, unless you're not putting your like literal life at risk, I would say make the mistake, because like the sun will come up the next day,
Oh,
and
we love that.
that next beer will be cracked, and it'll be all good.
I like want to tell myself, you know, to not make the mistakes, because I was about to say, like, you know, I'd probably go back and fix all the things that I could have fixed.
Yeah.
But hearing that now, like, yeah, like it, you know,
It shaped who you are, though, in a sense.
yeah,
Like,
like all these little nuanced issues that I've had throughout my 3.5 years so far, and like every little issue that probably has built me. But you know, I would say worry less, smile more.
yeah.
You know, remember you're not gonna realize you're in the good old days when you're in them. So enjoy every fucking moment, because
So cliche. This is we're literally just reading out of a book of cliches right now.
He's
It's
reading-
pretty brutal.
He's reading out of.
Yeah.
all right, like you know me.
I mean, I'm in a pretty awesome relationship right now, and I don't think I'd be here without making mistakes. So it's like,
Yeah.
it's pretty sweet.
Can't say the same.
Colin loves his lady.
Yeah, but like, that's like every relationship I've made at Coastal. It's like, at one point, it's been through an up and down,
Yeah.
and you just kind of have to like do it to get through it.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, that was good. That was good. I'm gonna start saying that.
That was
You just gotta
smooth.
do it to get through it. Fuck yeah, that's trademarked. by
Hell
me.
yeah.
I'm trademarking that.
I mean, yeah, like I feel like you have learned a little bit more about certain relationship-based things than I have over my time here. You know, still learning. But I think like I've gotten like
No
so
comment.
much out. Like, yeah, no comment.
No comment.
But I think like from my aspect, like I've gotten so much out of like the professional development side of being in college, like taking on responsibility, like the internship that I have right now, like working within my major and like my teachers and everything. Like that's what I will get out of this at the end of the day. And like that's what, you know, your number one priority should be.
That's where I'm struggling.
Now, like you said, you're working within your major. Do you guys have an idea on the career paths you want to go on? It's okay if you don't, because I feel like nowadays, like, it's normalizing that kids are staying in extracurricular college. Like, it's okay not to know, but do you guys know?
I mean, like personally,
Does anyone really know?
Yeah, no one knows. But like personally, I would not want to be at this school a fifth year.
Yeah, that's brutal.
Me, I do not want me either.
I've never like heard of a university or a school or a college.
There's
where
so many
years are
fifth
so
years.
normalized.
It is. It's
just
true.
like people are
Coastal
like,
Carolina normalizes fifth years.
No,
It's a 5-year university.
Yeah, it is. They really need that money for the next fountain or
They
whatever
have
it
to.
is. Yeah.
It's a 5-year university.
Or the next.
But yeah, like I'm a public health major, poli-sci minor. Do I really know for sure what I want to do? No. Like government consulting, healthcare management, something in policy.
So you want a corporate job?
Well, not probably more so public sector initially, and then try to move.
So
into the private.
professional of you. So you you get to wear that big boy suit.
I do like to. I like to dress up.
Yeah, I'm communications, so I don't know what any of those words Bubba just said. I only know private sector from like
Me either.
Transformers, but
I kind of just like nodded. Yep.
I'm probably gonna do something with my life.
Well, don't you want to be a stand-up comedian?
That's where I'm like 11-year-old like mindset right now, where it's like, what's the flavor of the month?
So could we hear a joke?
You know how it's I mean that's not really how it works. Like, you know how 11-year-old you ask him, it's just like, I want to be an astronaut.
Yeah.
And like 3 weeks later, he wants to just be like a line cook or something. Like that's where I'm at. Like 2 weeks ago, I still wanted to do social media. I mean, I'm probably still gonna follow that, but I do want to do stand-up. I think that'd be fun.
I think you would be a great stand-up comedian. And
That would be on the side, a little side gig.
side gig.
Unless it took off.
You could
Wait,
just, you could just
what's
Seinfeld it through life though.
Yeah,
Just, like
just-
career.
Wait, what's that
comedian.
Jersey comedian that's really rich? Sebastian.
Maniscalco.
Yeah, like I feel like you could be like.
It is.
I feel like I could see you calling on stage like for that for a living.
I mean, I would definitely do that. Like I've been keeping my eye open for open mics.
open
There's
mic.
Just
definitely
to,
some down in Myrtle. Like,
I think there is. Myrtle. I'd even go up
You
to
know,
Wilmington.
little open mic action.
I just think you would be so perfect for that because the amount of times that you should have been punched in the face at this school
Yeah.
is insane, and no one has ever hit you.
Damn!
The only
No,
time you've
it's
ever been
true.
hit in the face was when
Was
you
Peter.
asked someone to do it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That's
like
true.
you literally asked someone to punch you. But other than that,
I
Hit me
mean,
hard.
you should have been rough.
if
so
I
many
had to pick
times.
one person to make fun of me, I would choose Colin.
No,
Like I would, if it was someone
don't
else,
know. I don't-
probably not.
I don't know if you
I've,
really.
I've definitely gotten away with way more than I should have. And I with that, I'm just gonna say it was my charming smile and my really cute laugh.
Oh.
And yeah, no more comments because I really should have gotten hit like multiple times.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, like I've like witnessed it. And
Like
it's
there
just,
was there was one point in time where I would walk around the bar and I would just say, "Hey man, you got way too much ice in your drink," and just stick my hand in their drink and scoop out all the ice and throw it on the ground. and walk away.
Colin, I have seen you
I think
completely drunk and doing the most craziest things.
the ketchup smear was also a
Ketchup
classic.
smear was good.
Yeah.
I just put a lot of ketchup on my fingers and wipe it on kids' faces. There's been a lot of stuff that I've done that I don't like.
The shirt's been off in a lot of places.
Yes.
I will say.
He's giggling.
Sorry, Shannon.
Oh, I get it. Colin, I think you are probably one of the funniest people I know. Like, truthfully, I think you're one of the funniest.
Same.
Without a doubt.
Without a doubt.
My dad has met Colin one time and like still thinks he's like one of the funniest people he's ever met. My brother, who's never met him before, follows him on Instagram and thinks Colin is the funniest person he's ever met.
Colin was, my parents came for my 21st birthday and we were all at 810. Colin was blacked out, like gone, like lights on, nobody's home. And he sang karaoke. My parents didn't even say hi to him. They just thought he was so funny. The way that he was performing on that open mic. I think you were saying One Direction or something.
I'm pretty sure I was rubbing my nipples too. Which, I've been doing this funny little skit where I make my nipples way unproportionally sized. And I just want to make the statement that they are not that big in real life.
This is actually some of the finest work I've ever seen because you actually can't find a picture of him on his Instagram shirtless without his nipples edited. So like it's
You edit your nipples?
you can't even you can't even
Like on Photoshop?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I Photoshop them. They're
You're
massive.
lying.
No,
Have
yeah,
you ever
Okay, let's normalize men using Photoshop.
Yeah, have you ever seen any picture of me shirtless on my Instagram? My nipples are
Colin,
huge.
no, I mean, Bubba's posted one when you guys were on a boat.
Oh,
Don't
see?
look at that.
Yeah, see, that
was before the
That one
surgery.
doesn't count. But
That was before the surgery.
The Photoshop surgery.
Yeah, that was before I paid subscription to Photoshop.
yeah,
How much was it?
I don't know. I got the student one. It was like $9.99 a month.
Nice.
bargain.
Throw it on the credit card.
Pay that later.
That is not real money.
Make that.
I think
make
credit
that
cards are
minimum statement.
That's the American dream, you know. You just put on the credit card.
on the credit card statement. How do you think the drinking culture is at Coastal? Like unreal,
Horrible.
horrible, unreal.
It's the only thing to do, and it's centered around it.
And there's no beach. I don't care what anyone advertises. The school, the beach is 35 minutes away. It's not like it's
Well, I mean, if you don't hit any traffic, you can get down there in 25.
I think this school's marketing team deserves all the money in the world for. I heard it best the other day. It is the most catfish school in America.
No, it is.
nice.
It's
Yeah, it
unbelievable.
is.
The campus is
Shout out Aaron
beautiful.
Keel for that one.
That's
He
good.
called Coastal Carolina a catfish of the century.
It is. Well, the campus is beautiful,
Oh,
but
it's so nice.
they market it like this huge school, like football stadium's so nice, but like you
It's
need a car.
unbelievable
You
what this
do
marketing
need a
team can
car.
do.
I've learned that the hard way. My freshman sophomore year, I couldn't do anything.
do anything.
Poor Bubba had to be in a car with me and my dog for 18 hours to go
Yeah, I
home
think
from
we
Jersey.
did. I think we did 18 hours. Yeah, from
Okay.
between there and back.
Yeah, and because I didn't have a car, but now I do. But you need a car to work, to make money. It's not like
Well, especially if you're coming from like everyone comes from the north too. So like if you're gonna unless you're gonna fly home every time, like you need to be able to drive back and forth. Like it's not. I feel like there's no kids from South Carolina here.
I know like
There's
4.
only a few.
This is very out of state school.
Yeah.
Well, Colin, that's great.
But
Going,
like, sorry.
going back to the catfish part, like that is a very good.
He said it. I heard him say it, and I said, I've never heard a correlation so perfect. Because it's in between two major highways. They can't go anywhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty hilarious how they landlocked themselves, but they still manage to every year break records for most people like applicated.
That's
they had
insane.
to put kids in a hotel like 20 minutes away because they didn't have enough room.
And there's no parking on campus in Exhibit A. In another library we don't need.
I came up with a theory that Conway, South Carolina is
A
it's
simulation.
It's like Wakanda, where in the fact that you have to know about it for it to exist, and if you don't know about it, it doesn't exist. If like you have to know someone who comes here, you have to be like related. You have to come here, and it's like you're just driving down 501, and you like emerge into this bubble, and it's just Conway.
It's the simulation. I'm telling you, the
like
vortex.
There's no rules. There's nothing. It's unbelievable. I've never seen anything like it.
Well, I mean, that's what happens like when you bring like, 10,000, triple-digit SAT score kids to like one campus.
That's
like,
true.
It's like, the kid got a 2.2 in high school, but we're gonna accept him because his parents are willing to pay $40,000 a year.
41%, baby.
Yeah.
Well, listen, I didn't do too hot on my ACT. Let's not shit on the
Well,
kids with the ACT scores.
There's plenty of kids here who are very well qualified.
And that's why they're
What'd
here
you
for
get
a
on your
semester.
ACT?
They get scholarship money and all that shit. I didn't take ACTs. I took SATs.
What'd you get?
1390.
Oh, damn. Colin?
Who knows? I think I got
Perfect
I think I
score.
got like a 13 something. Then I got like 27 on my ACTs.
I guess I'm the only one that didn't do too hot on this
Dude,
couch.
there's
Yeah.
Massachusetts and New Jersey public schools, man.
I got waitlisted to Harvard and
You
Yale,
got waitlisted to Harvard,
Yeah.
my ass.
so I decided to come to Coastal.
Mine was between here and FSU.
I don't know, like, what guidance counselor at my high school was like, yeah, we're going to just let this kid apply to one school, Coastal Carolina.
My guidance counselor told me the school was a reach. And I wish I listened.
Well,
I still can't believe she told me that.
Wait, she told you the school is a reach?
there's no way.
She told me that
There's
this school
no
was
way.
a reach for me and that I probably wouldn't get in.
how?
It's
I don't know.
Coastal
I didn't think I was that
Carolina. This isn't
fucking
like
stupid. It's Harvard of the South.
it's Harvard of the South. It's Harvard of the South.
41%.
Yeah, I mean, they do, like, let people in with subpar standards, and then they come to school here, and then, like, some of the degree programs are actually, like, card, and then they just fuck up really bad, but Harvard of the South.
Harvard. Coastal Carolina is literally a vortex, a simulation. I feel like Greek life here is a simulation because we're so much.
We're drinking clubs. They're not Greek life. We're
I
drinking
mean,
club with letters.
They're called-
Who sometimes clean up
See,
shit
I-
hungover as hell.
See, like,
who sometimes do things.
that's, like, hard for me to accept the reality of that sometimes, but
I feel like you guys when I was in a sorority and you guys are still in a fraternity, I feel like there's a lot of double standards in some things. Like I feel like guys get
what do
got-
you mean?
like girls' functions are a lot stricter than guys.
Well, I mean, that often has to do with, like, how, like, your nationals, like, oversees you, how your advisors oversee you, and, like, your advisors probably follow things by the book when more often than not a fraternity one's not going to.
Yeah, I could see.
It's just.
And you being president, have you gone like responsibilities?
I mean,
like,
yeah, it was.
Learned a lot.
I started that, COVID sophomore year.
Mm-hmm.
Did it until last November, like this previous November. So 2 years of president. It was,
It's the FDR of SIGEP, just without the polio.
Yeah, no polio for me, but
No polio.
It felt like it was I feel like I aged like a million years, honestly. But
I feel like you did too. I feel like now that you're not
definitely
president, you're so much calmer. Because I feel like when I would see you at parties, you'd be like,
And
I'm
what-
fine.
well, I'm
I'm
like
fine.
I'm like actually like a control freak, and like I need to like keep myself.
And Colin had the most important job on
I
SIGEP.
did. I was a backbone of
Communication.
Yeah,
VP of Communications.
Me too, Colin. I feel you.
Yep. Communicated very well.
Instagram spotless.
And that
Yeah,
that was about it. Yeah.
I think his first act as VP of Comm was to like make fun of me for being short on the Instagram.
Oh, and I nailed it.
Yeah, no, right on the head. And I was like, all right, I can't even be mad. Respect. Fraternity, you can try to be as, I guess, hard ass about it as possible, and like try to take it seriously as, you want to. But at the end of the day, like people are gonna do what they're gonna do. Guys are gonna want to party and drink and have a good time and do what most college boys do, especially at this school. I mean, especially with 4 bars within a half a mile radius.
You can walk to any bar.
Circle K,
Yeah.
behind freshman dorms, where you can just go in with any piece
Yeah.
of plastic and get a rack of beer, head down to the 3 Dot, and they barely even look at it. Like it's, you can't stop.
Yeah. I think I was denied once, and I convinced the guy to let me in, and he did.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever been denied, like when I had one. I gave one up before to an officer of the law.
And he was probably like, yeah, this is pretty good.
Yeah. And then, he let me go on
Just
my
let
night.
you walk.
Yeah. But, It is like crazy, like how some of the kids just come and get corrupted like so quickly. I mean, it happened to me.
What, coming here?
I remember like my dad like used to have like a link to my bank account so you could see like my statements or whatever.
Yeah, my parents still do that. So,
And well, my one account I do, but my other one I don't. And my dad goes like the first week he called me, he's like, "We at some bar last night," and he's like, "Yeah, dude, I knew I already lost you." Like,
don't do drugs, kids.
My freshman year, I had like 9 statements in a row that just said 8-10 billiards and bowling.
it's like yeah.
And my mom asked me why I was going to a bowling alley so much, and I told her I joined a bowling league.
You did not tell her that.
Yeah.
You said you bowl at 810 as a bowling league?
I told her I joined a bowling league, and that's why I go there so much.
Yeah.
But that was shortly ended because I told her that they had $1 Blue Moons on tap, and she goes, "Are you fucking serious?" I said, "Yeah." She goes,
$1 Blue Moon?
That's awesome.
Like it was preposterous. Like a full like you'd get a pint glass of any domestic beer for $1.
It was ridiculous.
All hours.
Even
of the day.
810 with the Bull Rock pitchers used to be like $13.
Now it's like you go in there for one beer.
Yeah.
For a Bud Light, it's like fucking.
I think it's $4. Yeah.
Oh,
It was insane. You could get.
Blue Moon is like not cheap anywhere. Like,
They used to
ever.
have a happy hour from 4 to 7. It was $1 domestics, and then it would stop from
That's right.
from 7 to 10.
Oh my God, I
And
remember
it would go back to regular price, which was $2. And then from 10 to close, it would be happier hour and go back down to $1. And so and then there were so many people that like they couldn't keep track of tabs or anything.
yeah.
So it would just be like you'd pay
Oh
like
my God, I remember
$6 and have like 15 Blue Moons
Yeah.
and just throw up everywhere. My face was so fat. I looked like I was like fucking smuggling shit in my mouth.
That's when I started putting weight on. When we started going to 810, like I literally-
810 is still my shit, though. I don't
I
care what
never took
anyone
the weight off.
says.
it's just been there ever since now. So
Because I'm over the tons. Like, I'm sorry. Those drinks are just watered down.
yeah, I mean
810, I could go to 810 any night.
I just drink beer now. So
I might go to 810 tonight. No, I'm just kidding. I can't.
Money.
No, I
it's
can't.
also like a Monday.
It is. See, the drinking culture here, I feel like it's...
No, there's people out tonight. I know that for a
Oh,
fact.
really?
You can go to
Where?
any bar and it will be
I'm
at
sure there's
least
someone
100 people
somewhere, Yeah.
at some bar.
You know what I've learned, though? Coastal Carolina's bars are so much cheaper. Even, like,
Yeah.
Broadway or the Inlet compared to other schools. Like, my friend who came to visit me
Oh,
at
yeah,
Charleston was, like, a margarita, huge pitcher at Crocodile Rocks for $20. She's like, I paid $20 a drink.
Well, Charleston, I haven't been there, but I know from what I've heard, you walk in and like expect to be out $100. Like
Charleston's
Oh.
ridiculous. Actually, very funny story. There was one weekend my sophomore year, me and my 2 friends went down to Charleston because we thought a weekend away from Conway would be good. No drinking, no nothing. We got down there, went out to lunch. We got a pitcher of beer and ended up bar hopping the entire day. And we went to the last bar, and there was a wedding party in there.
Oh, you crashed a wedding.
No. It was like the after party. Like they got married, then they all went out, and I ended up buying a round of green tea shots because in Conway, green tea shots are made with Shitty Well whiskey and Shitty Well liquor, and they're $2, and it's disgusting. So that's what I was a rookie drinker. I didn't know. Apparently, green tea is made with Jameson. And so I bought 15 green tea shots at $7 a piece. So you do the math. That's like $120 just on shots.
Is that off your head? Is that accurate?
No, I remember it. It was $121,
15 times 7?
I think.
Do it.
15 times 7.
Do the math. Also, for anyone watching my YouTube video after this, my camera's died. Well, card has been full 3 separate occasions, so if you see the videos smashed together, that's why.
True. 105 plus tip. Yeah.
105 plus tip.
So
you spent like 140 at least.
that was just on shots. But that was the last bar of the night, and I ran my bank account dry, so my card declined. And thankfully, my friend from home, who happened to go to Charleston, came out with us, and
Was like here.
she ended up paying for it.
You suck.
And then for the next like month and a half, every time I'd get my unemployment money from Daddy Donnie, I would just Venmo her. I would just Venmo her like $40 at a time to pay her back.
Oh,
Yeah, that'll do it.
But the waitress came over with my check, and she handed it to me, and I said, "Excuse me, this is wrong. I got green tea, not Jameson."
And she's like,
And she looked at me and said, "You're definitely 19."
No.
And also,
Were you 19?
Yeah. She was like, also, she goes, "Yeah, Jameson is how you make green tea." I said, "Well, shit." So, yeah, don't
It's
get green
the
tea.
Conway.
Don't go to Charleston.
I'm going to Charleston now, but
Preppy
I'm not going to be the one that
douchebags.
orders a 40 green tea shot.
It's
I mean,
15.
I just know that if I go down for the weekend, like a couple $100 at least.
Yeah, you have to expect.
Talk about gas too, you know, like it's gonna be. I mean,
I'm excited. I'm going to Charleston to go see my best friend Emily.
It is fun.
So
Yeah.
I haven't been there yet, so
It's a fun time,
my big
but it's
lives
just
there.
draining.
Keith lives there.
it's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
But I won't pull a Colin for sure.
Yeah, limit the green tea shots to 2.
But again,
Two or
Vortex
3.
prices are different than anywhere else.
They are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like-
no, like Philly's mad expensive when I'm home.
Yeah.
It's super.
So is
expensive.
Jersey.
I
Oh,
only go to one bar in Boston, and they have $1 Bud Lights all the time.
that's so nice.
That's the only bar.
It's just literally
dude.
just a hangover waiting to happen.
When I went to Jersey on
my
Thanksgiving
bed
Eve,
nose
my
off.
first Thanksgiving Eve, my bill was, I think I got a vodka soda with lime juice, and it was $15, and I got 2, and I was like, whoa, this ain't Conway anymore.
I mean,
Yeah.
growing up,
It's not
I
a problem
think
when you have a credit
for
card.
people from Coastal, growing up is realizing that like if you're gonna go out pretty much anywhere else, you're gonna spend $100 on like a serious night.
Do you guys see yourself coming back for alumni weekend? Like, would you 100% do
Hell
it?
yes.
Yeah, of course.
Hell yes.
Just like that
Every
one-
year? Or no?
I need to put my liver to the test.
No, I'm definitely gonna come next year, and then it'll be like, what's everyone doing from year to year, kind of like seeing who's. gonna
I
come
wish
down.
I was leaving this place. Well, because I feel like,
It's a love-hate.
yeah, it's a love-hate. I feel like
You love to hate
when
it.
I came here, I grasped, like, to the older kids. Like,
Yeah.
I became friends with you guys. I became friends with, like, Gina and all them. And then that's how I
Yeah.
met my boyfriend. So I just feel like I grasped to all the older kids. And when you guys leave, like, I realized, like, today or last week that, like, I don't have a lot of kids my age that I'm friends with.
That's how it goes though. Like we've both
Yeah.
gone through that. just
Like,
'cause,
and I'm like, shit.
we
Like,
we
who
also-
do I hang out with?
I went
like,
through it big
the
time
4
last
people I
year.
know?
Yeah,
Like,
you definitely went through it a little more last year than
Big
I
time
did. But
last
like
year.
I went through it
2
really
years
bad,
ago, like after COVID.
Yeah, pretty much after COVID, I guess too. Like,
Yeah,
when-
last year was tough, or like the beginning of this year, because it was like I was really close with a lot of the seniors who graduated last spring,
Spence, Luca.
and so like coming back, it was like, what the fuck?
yeah.
Quick audible.
literally. Well, thank you guys for coming on the podcast. I mean, sorry, but my YouTube video will be multiple clips smashed because my camera decided to be full and then overheat. So
Perfect.
there's that.
Love that.
There's that.
Sounds
But
like me
thank
all
you,
the time.
Bubba and Colin, for coming on BS with Bella, and we'll see you guys next week.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
Of course.
Easy.
Bye.